So literally everybody on the planet knows that there was a Nintendo Direct yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get this video up yesterday when I wanted to because the Nintendo Direct was while I was at work. So what I've decided to do here, instead of doing the full reaction video that I was planning, is to actually just do a really quick rundown of everything that was announced and what my reactions are to that, kind of in rapid succession. I've got 3 pages worth of notes here because I don't want to miss anything, so let's get right to it. First of all, the first thing they announced, Smash Brothers, a couple of Xenoblade 2 characters. Not really a Smash fan myself, so I don't really care about that. Fall Guys was announced after that. I don't really care about Fall Guys either. Outer Wilds, cool, I guess. It's an older game. It's on other consoles, but it does look like a pretty good game that I haven't tried yet. I am always attracted to space games, so definitely something I will check out. Something interesting from the past that's been remastered, Famicom Detective Club. These games kind of look like sort of, the style of game that you'd see in a Professor Layton or a Phoenix Wright sort of a game, very story-based, a lot of cutscenes and stuff. Looks pretty cool, though. I think I might check those out when they come out. Samurai Warriors 5. Now, I really love the Warriors kind of Musou games. I do like those. I've never really been into the Samurai Warriors offshoot of those games, though. I don't know whether I'll check it out or not. Maybe if I find it cheap at some point. What I am excited here for, though, one of the better announcements is Legend of Mana. Legend of Mana. So we finally kind of have the whole, saga now. We had the Collection of Mana. We had Trials of Mana Remake. Now we've got Legend of Mana. So I'm pretty excited. I will definitely be buying this one. I just do hope that it has a physical version so that I can kind of complete my collection. Monster Hunter Rise, this is kind of old news. This was actually announced back in a partner direct not too long ago. I guess we got some new, trailer or new gameplay footage or whatever, but nothing surprising there. It's launching pretty soon. Mario Golf. Now, I guess it's been quite a while since we've had a Mario Golf game on a console. I'm not really a huge fan of the Mario Golf series, but they've announced a couple of things that do kind of interest me. It looks like they took some inspiration from Golf Story that's already on the Switch, and everybody absolutely loves that game. And they've inserted kind of a story mode and some, looks like, RPG mechanics and stuff into it. So I might actually try that game out. It does look kind of interesting. It might be the first Mario Golf game to pull me in. What else have we got here? Okay, Tales from the Borderlands. Again, kind of another older game that's being ported. Pretty interesting. I guess it looks nice. I've never really played a Borderlands game, but it has been on my hit list for a while. I really love that kind of cel-shaded graphical style, and I have been looking for some kind of shooter to play recently, so Borderlands has been on my hit list, and it's nice to see more titles in that series come to the Switch. What else have we got? No More Heroes 3. Nothing needs to be said about that. I think everybody's pretty excited about No More Heroes 3. We got some new gameplay footage. It looks pretty cool. But this is not really a surprise. We didn't get much at all from this Direct in the way of real first-party Nintendo games. At least nothing real major until towards the end of it. But next thing we got was Capcom Arcade Stadium. Now, I'm pretty fatigued with all of these arcade collections, to be honest. There's just console after console, from the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, we've seen all of these Capcom classics, Midway classics, Atari, whatever. This is just another one of these arcade collections that I really just don't care. Some of these games might be fun to play, but honestly, unless they put them in the Nintendo Switch Online, give them to me for basically free, I just don't care. Stubbs the Zombie. Now that one's pretty interesting. That's a game that I've been looking to buy on the original Xbox for quite some time. It's a fairly expensive and, I won't say hard to find, but less common game on the original Xbox, and I think it's going to be great to be able to play this on modern consoles and introduce the game to a whole new generation. So, hey, welcome to the Switch, Stubbs the Zombie. Neon White, I don't really have much to say about that. There's some kind of demon hunting in heaven thing. The whole thing looks kind of stupid. It's not really my cup of tea. Maybe it's your cup of tea. I don't know. More power to you. You know what? Something that did interest me was the DC superhero girls thing. I mean, it It's kind of a kid's game, I guess, but it looks better than it really has any right to be. The gameplay looks really interesting. I like the visual style, that kind of, you know, they're kids, the chibi kind of, I don't know what to say about it, but I'm definitely buying that game on launch day. It just looks like something I could really get into. Moving on to the next page here. What do we got? Okay, Plants vs. Zombies. Alright, it's another phone game. I guess it's a new game in the series, from what I understand. It's probably pretty fun. Plants vs. Zombies has always been pretty cool, and, you know, it did appear on the DS, I guess, so, you know, it's not really exactly a phone game, but just, I don't really find this very impressive. Miitopia, for the love of God. It's 2021. Let the Mii's go, Nintendo. This just looks completely... I don't know what to say. Enough with the Mii's already. Animal Crossing, okay. Okay, here's something I'm pretty interested in. Mario content for Mario 35 is coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons. And let me tell you, it's about time I start playing Animal Crossing again. I had pretty much got to the end of my time with Animal Crossing, but when they just announced this yesterday, now I'm going to start playing again, because I got to build up some money and some credits to buy all these new things when they're released, because knowing Nintendo, all of the Mario-themed items in Animal Crossing are probably going to be a limited time thing for a few weeks, a couple months, whatever, maybe till the end of March when all the other Mario 35 stuff goes away, so... dig out Animal Crossing. You're gonna need to do some grinding to get some money and some Nook Miles and things like that to get all those items. Don't miss out. What else have we got? Okay, Project Triangle Strategy, whatever. Stupid name. Apparently the name is a work in progress. I sure as hell hope so. Apparently this is some kind of a continuation, a sequel, or it happens in the Octopath Traveler universe. And it's pretty obvious that the art style, the graphic style, looks gorgeous. It looks very much like Octopath Traveler. You're definitely getting that vibe. But the gameplay looks pretty interesting. It kind of looks like if Final Fantasy Tactics and Suikoden had a baby. It's, you know, the gameplay looks pretty engaging for a tactical combat game. Really take advantage of terrain and different kinds of ranged attacks and things like that. It actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty new into tactical RPGs. I've only played a couple, but I really enjoy the format. I just hope that the difficulty is balanced to some degree, because I really hate games like that when they spike the difficulty really hard halfway through the game and then I can't finish it, or I've got to resort to game guides or something like that in order to get through it. So what have we got next? Star Wars Hunters. This is kind of interesting. Star Wars Hunters, I'm not really into the free-to-play shooter games, all of the Apex Legends and Fortnites and all of that kind of stuff. This is a free-to-play game, and it's Star Wars, so hey, download it, give it a shot, see what it's like. The interesting thing for me is this is being released by Zynga, and Zynga does have a bit of a reputation for licensed games on the PC, and specifically on Facebook. They obviously were the people that created Farmville, among so many other games. And hey, Zynga, here's an idea. Make a console version of Farmville. Update it a little bit, remove all of the sharing with friends stuff, and just give us a console version of Farmville already. For the love of God, Zynga, make it happen. Knockout City, I don't know, it's basically Fortnite with dodgeball. I'm not interested at all. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. Now, this is something that interests me because I have not played all of the games in this collection. I've only played the first one, I think. No, I played Razor's Edge, I think. Was it on the Xbox 360? Yeah, I think that's where it was. Or no, maybe it was the Wii U. I can't remember. Depending on the price that this comes in at, if this comes in at a $49.99 sort of price point on a physical collection, this is something I would definitely pick up. The Ninja Gaiden games are fantastic, and I think they're going to be a great fit on the Switch. Moving on to page 3 here, we got an NIS game, World's End Club. I'm not sure what I think about this. It looks like it has potential, but the trailer was not really all that good at showing what the gameplay was going to be like. It looks like a JRPG, and being an NIS game, it probably is a JRPG, and it looks half decent, I guess, but I really need more information. I generally have a lot of faith in NIS, so you know, I think it's probably 75% chance it's going to be a pretty good game. We did get an announcement for some DLC for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and that's great. It's great to see Nintendo carrying through support for one of their newer IPs, where it's only a couple months old and it's already getting DLC, which actually gives us new levels and new modes and things like that. So, really excited to see that. Bravely Default 2, we've been hearing about this for like a year or more. There's demos already out, so it's not much of an announcement necessarily, but we did get a bit of a new trailer. It looks good. It already looked good before, so I'll probably be buying that one for sure. Something I am a little bit excited for, it's a kind of old news. Super Derek announced the Saga Frontier Remastered like a month or two ago, to be honest, but so I've known that this was coming, but to see some of the gameplay for Saga Frontier Remastered, I'm pretty interested in playing that game. I do love JRPGs, and I really love playing older JRPGs from the 16-bit and the early 3D. You know, it's just totally my thing. Alright, what else have we got? Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. I'm ashamed to admit, I'm just not a good enough gamer for Ghosts and Goblins. I might buy it just because I want to support games like this being brought to the Switch, and I'll try it, but Ghosts and Goblins has kicked my ass from the Sega Genesis forward. It's just way too hard, way too frustrating. It's just not my kind of game. Getting a physical version of Hades is fantastic news. It's always great when independent games do well enough that it warrants a physical release, and of course Hades has won all kinds of awards last year, and I haven't played it yet. It looks fantastic, but I'd kind of been holding out because I thought it might get a physical release. So I'm really excited we do get this physical release in a couple of months, and I will definitely buy it. The big reveal at the end of this is kind of two-pronged, and at least we did get some Nintendo first-party news. Skyward Sword HD is coming to the Switch, and they've fixed the controls, or at least they tried to. I don't know. They did give us a buttons-only control scheme, the choice between motion controls and buttons, but the way they did it, they put the sword on the right thumbstick, and I don't know if that's going to really feel very natural or not, but it's worth a shot. I will definitely buy it when it comes out, and I will definitely buy those super cool Skyward Sword Joy-Cons that they announced. And then the last thing on the list was Splatoon 3. I've never played a Splatoon game, but Splatoon 3 might pull me in. I have been interested in playing it. Something new on the Switch? Why not? Anyways, guys, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct? I was personally a little bit disappointed. After 500 and something days without a Nintendo Direct, we got very little original stuff, very little new news. There were some interesting things in here. There's definitely some stuff I'm looking forward to, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the greatest Direct. I wish we had have had more in the way of maybe a brand new Nintendo IP, or, some... Where was Kirby? Where was Metroid? Where was Breath of the Wild 2? Yes, they did mention Breath of the Wild 2, saying we will be getting some more info in that later, but come on, guys. We've been waiting a year and a half for some news about some of this stuff. Metroid, Breath of the Wild 2. So I guess we're still waiting some more. Maybe another couple months, maybe another 6 months, who knows. Anyways, guys, thanks for sticking around. Hit that like button. It helps more than you could possibly know. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Stay classy.